Peace, peace, peace. How everybody doing? Right now we're gonna wait till certain people come to view this video because I'm here to set the record straight. And if you not be able to catch me on live stream, then of course you can always catch me basically on a rewind because certain things have to be explained, certain things have to be put together because a lot of people try their best to discriminate and try to make other people look bad for no apparent reason. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this video into play because me and this sister, our set Sin Imperial, was basically doing the video, and while I was basically recorded and put it on her page, and then I forwarded it to everybody else's. It was just a particular individual that was saying certain negative things pertaining to what I was saying, and I was trying to figure out why this individual is trying to make us look bad. And the thing is that I was explaining to a set that it's not like I was asking everybody to join more science philosophy, or should I say, peace, peace, Miss Jasmine. How are you? You want to come live or something with me? It's your choice. We can be able to collaborate, have a witness, because I'm sure that you was live when we was making the video. So if you want me to bring you in, it's your choice. I will send you an invite. So if it's your choice to basically come on and try to expand your consciousness. So it's your choice. The library to study, brother. Oh, okay, okay. I understand. Matter of fact, I'm trying to see if I can bring this brother in with me. If I can bring this brother, then we can basically put things together. Hold on right quick. But that's good. I'm glad that you going to the library, sister. Continue to what you have to do. But I have to set the record straight. That's number one. I just wanted a second. I just wanted somebody to basically come as a witness pertaining to what I have to do because a lot of people like to bring people down. They trying to make it seem like I have negative knowledge or something. I don't know why. And thank you very much for appreciating me. I'm asking he's gonna come on live with me. And we can get this, show on the road. How you doing, brother?
Peace, brother. I'm good. How are you?
Everything good, my brother. I was just explaining to the sister that, 'cause I was trying to bring her on, but at the same time, I was trying to set the record straight because I know that you was on the video that we did with me and our set Center Period,
Yes.
and somebody is trying to, I guess, make us look bad for some apparent reason. I don't know.
Really?
So yeah,
Mm.
because she brought it to my attention, and she was like, look at the messages. Hold on, let me see if I can bring it up.
Okay.
Um, when she told me that, I was like, what? And then she was like, wow, I mean, I thought we were doing a good job, you know what I'm saying? And she talking about I'm saying things wrong or everything that I was saying was incorrect. And I was like, why is this individual just trying to make us look bad for some apparent reason? I don't know. But here you go.
Yeah.
Her name is Annie Bowie or something like that, Bie. And then she was like, no, I set out to impress you. Stay up. Spoon feeding is necessary in some cases. Open your eyes wide. see everything, question everything. And she was like, some truth, but a lot of pace and chase or something like that. Gibberish. So I'm trying to figure out what's gibberish. And she said something about the 48 laws of power. On with you is everything the universe needs, or something like that. Not your. She basically saying I'm not her twin or something like that. I'm not real. Some knowledge don't be tricked. And I was like,
Okay.
why would she say something like that? I mean, it's not like I told everybody to join my Moorish science philosophy, or I'm trying to bring people in a unity to the point that I'm trying to form some form of nation or organization under me and things of that nature. I never said nothing like that. And at the same time, in the beginning of the video, I always stated that, don't believe me, do your own research. What the thing why I'm trying to show everybody that the knowledge that I have experienced helped me to elevate to the spiritual awareness to the point that my consciousness that elevated to a whole new standpoint of realization. So it's not like I'm saying follow my teachings, follow everything that I'm saying. I ain't never said that. My main thing is I want people to wake up to their own abilities, that they can do their own research and they can basically collaborate with their own knowledge. That's all I'm saying. Everybody has the right to their own philosophy, as well as everybody has the right to reason with one another, and at the same time to support one another. Nobody said anything about my knowledge is 100% correct, because my knowledge that's right for me is not. Of course, it ain't gonna be right for you, because we are
Right.
two different vibrations within the same mission or the same
Yep.
purpose, which is to elevate one another within our own philosophy, so people can see that they have the qualities as well as the integrity and the respect and virtues that they need in order for them to know thyself. That's what the whole key is to know thyself. So what I'm doing is I'm sharing my story through my upbringings, through my spirituality, in order for you to realize that, okay, this individual has the capabilities. Maybe I need to follow the pattern pertaining to my self-development, just like he did or she did and he did. Other people that's in the same other journey. You see where I'm coming from? So when people
Right.
are trying to make us look bad, then it shows a certain characteristic that that individual actually has. And it must be
Yep.
something, because we might be getting a certain amount of views or a certain amount of people that might be actually listening to what we have to say. I'm expressing myself because I have the right to express myself as a human being, as a supreme being, as a God in my own stature. Like I was telling Prince York of the Nuwapians, I told him the same thing, that I don't have to be chosen from no one, because the universe chooses you by your own efforts. So I don't need nobody else to choose me or according to their spirituality or what they consider to be a divine being. I don't need they go ahead and you can do this, do that, and I choose a name for you. No, I don't need that, because my spirituality already done elevated to the point that I can see things in a different perspective of life. So
Right.
that's dealing with me. You see where I'm coming from? Just like I was trying to collaborate with you, and I was letting you know that I have certain secrets that can help you. The only thing you have to
Mm-hmm.
do is experience it, and then you create your own. So it's
Right.
all about. She's saying something about spoon feeding people. This is not the time to 100% spoon feed, because right now we are in a mental bondage. And if I
Right.
continue to spoon food you and you're not developing, because the spoon food is not what you need the meat. You see where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you give people the meat, then 9 out of 10, you will understand the symbolism behind every single thing. You see where I'm coming
Mm-hmm.
from? So a lot
Right.
of people, so a lot of people don't really grasp that concept, because I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna be real with you. Throughout my life, what I realized is that when people spoon feed you, and the individual that's supposed to be considered to be a lecturer, a teacher, or whatnot, or motivational speaker, they don't realize that you're not developing, and the things that they're trying to persuade you to follow, or for you to basically grasp, you're not really grasping, because 9 out of 10, if an individual don't realize the people that they're teaching, that they need something more better pertaining to something that they can be like figure out. If I spoon feed you, then you're not figuring out nothing, because I'm already giving you what you need to understand. So the people already understand what you're giving
Mm-hmm.
them as spoon feed. You have to give them something that they can think. You have to allow them to think, and you must give them something hard so they can be like, huh, that makes sense, but it's something else don't make sense. Let me see if I can go research the information. And once I
Mm,
research the information, then through my development, through understanding within my own efforts to research this information, then I can grasp it in my own way.
right.
That's
Yep.
the key,
And
what I'm trying to help people to understand. So how in the world
mm,
you say that we are wrong, and what you realize to be true is for only for you, not for me, not for no one
yeah.
else, because what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. So in true reality, a lot of people want to bring down, just like the crabs in the barrel, they want to
Mm,
bring down another individual's knowledge to limit themselves so they can be able to, whatever they have to say, people will follow them. And if it's
mm.
not that, then of course it's the ego. Exactly. The ego compels us to think we can save people. Messiah complex. Exactly. That's basically
Yeah,
what it is.
that's my brother Dwight. Peace,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. I can see that he got yeah, okay, I can see. But the brother man, I'm glad that you said something about the ego because we are within our own ecosystems.
Mm,
And even me to this day, I will tell you the truth. If I say that I have an ego, then yes, I have an ego. Everybody has a certain sphere of ego within their interest. And if a person try to go against their interest, then of course they're gonna defend it. I'm defending my truth because another thing that I want to express. Can no one tell me that my knowledge is incorrect if I tell you that I'm telling you my experience? So it's like you saying that my experience is incorrect. How in the world can you say it's incorrect, but you never experienced what I experienced? You never went
mm,
through what I had to go through. You ain't went through 7 years of prison life, saying, to experience what I went through. I went through hell them 7 years. And I soul
mm,
searched. It took me a lot. Want to tell you why I say it took me a lot? Because before I went to prison, I used to gang bang, I used to rob, I used to steal, I used to do all these type of things. When I went to prison, I used my efforts and my realization and my awareness to self-control that ego that I had to do these things, and I transformed my consciousness for me.
mm.
So how in the world can another human being within their own experience tell me what I need to be teaching pertaining to what's right and what's wrong? That's incorrect information. That's totally wrong. You can't tell me that. And in true
Mm,
reality, my another thing where she says something about my expression or my I guess my energy. People have to realize that the way how I speak is called authority. I'm speaking according to the laws of attraction. If I speak, my vibrations can compel individuals, of course, to evolve and self-realize their abilities, just like I have when I did them 7 years.
mm.
You
Yep,
see what I'm coming
that's true.
from?
Yep, I see exactly where you come from, and like I said, we have our own experiences we go through, and we have to get truth within ourselves at the end of the day, and that's exactly what you're saying, brother. But a lot of people don't understand that because of the ego, and then we got to go back to how we was taught, how we was brought up, and within the school system, within our parents. Our parents they didn't know no better, and they did the best they can according to what they know, and then sometimes what they knew hindered us even more. Then you got the school system, and then you got religion, friends, family. You got so many people you're trying to impress, we lose ourselves. And then the
Exactly.
ego, I think the ego sometimes protect us in a way, because we need some type of protection within ourselves, and
Yeah, it
by us
does.
having a certain type of ego, it brings certain protection on yourself, because you don't want to leave yourself vulnerable where you can just, follow anybody else's word, anybody else's teaching, and not even think for yourself.
Exactly, exactly, and that's basically another form of the ego. You have that's why I always try to tell people, like oh, one more thing before I go to that. The female said something about listen to what I'm saying, pay attention. That he says that he's a teacher. Of course, I'm a teacher. What you think a lecturer is? A teacher. What you think a
Mm,
person that do the motivational speakers? They're teachers. Come
mm,
on now. What makes you think that you know so much to the point that these Europeans still not tricking you? They still tricking you because of the way you think in a way that other people need to think how you want them to think. That's another
mm.
form of how how these individuals are still tricked within the European or the Eurocentric way of thinking. You gotta
Yeah.
remember. You gotta remember, wake up. It's time to wake up according to your self abilities. And there ain't nothing wrong. Listen to another individual's knowledge according to what he experienced, so they can so you can learn from them the qualities that you are capable of. It's all
Yep.
about the qualities of human nature that everybody with under their zodiac sign or within their own energy, they have the capability within those zodiac signs to evolve.
Mm.
So
Yep.
therefore, we have to also realize that knowledge is infinite. So nobody can say for truth that everybody's knowledge is the truth or everybody's knowledge is incorrect. Everything has to be within the meeting ground, which is the center. This is why Islam, Hotep, Shalom or peace is intervened within the conscious mind. We have to find that peace, that center, our truth, that center truth.
Yeah.
See where I'm coming
Yeah.
from? And through
Yeah.
other people's acknowledgement of information and the qualities that they have to go through. It's all about the value of human nature, the value that gives you those abilities so you can research yourself, the information that's going to be qualified for your understanding, your comprehension. Everybody
Mm.
has different spiritual upbringings, different spiritual developments, and they have to realize that everybody's not the same.
Yep.
So
Yep.
if a person said that you have to follow me, that's an individual that's egotistic and he has an agenda. You see what I'm coming? I'll
Mm.
tell you my agenda. I'll tell you my agenda. My agenda is for everybody to understand themselves. And of
Yeah.
course, I wanna gain donations and money. Of course, I want us to understand that we have to support each other because this is
Mm.
how I live. This is how I'm gonna get what I need to get so I can live my life the way I need to live it. Because I chose
Right.
this because this is my ability.
Right.
This is my ability. You see what I'm saying? I'm a natural motivational speaker. So if I'm a natural motivational speaker, then of course, help me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm struggling too, just like
Yep.
anybody else.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I told you about
And I got
my
out.
struggle.
Yep. I got a lot of people on here, my friends, on my page, and they're probably wondering, hey, what's going on? But this is my brother. He's calling from the Dominican. He's in another country. And he's trying to enlighten people, trying to help people with their life on so many different levels. And I saw his brother on another of my friend's page, and I liked what he was talking about. I resonated what he was talking about, and I saw on how it can help me within my life. So I reached out to the brother, and I reached out to the brother. It's just been going from there. We've been messing each other. We've been trying to hook up all weekend, but throughout the family life, I'm able to slow down now. We're able to go live. So I appreciate the brother, for this information, and I see the value within his brother, So and I hope that other people can see the value as well, because like he said, he had a lot of things to say, I think, in my way of thinking and my knowledge, everybody has their own destiny and their own purpose, and I believe, and at the same time, I know we all have qualities and information, and according to the frequencies, how we can help each other, in this world and dealing with this day and time of when it comes to, like I said, we want to work. We got to work. We got to feed our family. We got to feed ourselves. We got to pay bills. So, of course, people say, okay, you don't need no money for this. You need money for that, but you, if you look at them, you need it too. But sometimes we get so caught up in the system and the working system, work for other people, that we lose sight of that, of the really the need and wants, and we get those confused needs and wants, So it's just a lot, Right now, I'm just tuning in, my brother. And I'm just trying to, get my insight from my experiences. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was trying to get with you because it's certain things that I can basically show you. I can show you for a fact that this is what that works. It's a
Mm,
meditation practice, but you have to actually use what they call the mantras or the frequency tones. And these frequency tones, through my experience, I'm telling you from my experience, once you do these frequency tones, you will resonate a certain energy frequency that can allow you and enable you to expand your awareness and
mm,
a certain other qualities. Because I done studied the frequencies of Hinduism, Buddhism, to the Egypt knowledge, dealing with their tones or the original language, even Sumeria. I done actually vibrated these tones, and a lot of things that I was vibrating, it was coming back to me, and I started seeing things differently. And I started going astral traveling. I started understanding the center point of the consciousness pertaining to how you basically learn the qualities and the understanding of what the 3 degrees of meditation, which is concentration, focus, and attention. And it has a meeting ground within darkness to the point that you actually resonate energies through this 3 degrees of meditation. When you start resonating these energies are your inner potentials within your personality that you can basically conjure up by life experiences, as well as having that mental balance and strength in order for you to basically elevate the awareness. You follow? So when
Yes.
I did these tones, right, I'm gonna show you one. And you can basically, peace, my sister, Maria Box. This is
Yes.
sister,
Peace. Peace.
you know. So what I was doing is I want her to pay attention to on this one. That you can do it. You can do it sitting down like me right now. I'm sitting down like this. You could just sit down like this, right? And you could just
Mm-hmm.
balance and make sure that your posture is straight. Your back is straight. When you breathe, you do not
Mm-hmm.
breathe with your shoulders. You do not breathe with your head. You breathe with your lungs, because the breath is basically the soul, because everything around you is etheric energy. The only thing you have to do is
Mm.
breathe. You follow? Even your soul is an
Right.
ether light. So when you breathe, you just make sure you close your eyes, and you just take a deep breath. Make sure your lungs and everything is filled up, and you hold it for like 9 seconds. And once you hold it for 9 seconds, if you're not used to breathing, you're gonna start feeling a warm vibration. 9 out of 10, that warm vibration expands your lungs for you, because what it does, once expanding, it allows you to hold your breath even more longer. And the more energy that you can hold, the more energy that you gravitate to you. You see where I'm coming from? Because you'll know it, because the whole physical body becomes real, heated up. So
Okay.
once it heats up to the point that you have to let go of exhale, then you just exhale, and then that same energy, once it escapes, certain frequency or vibration will stay with you, because it
Mm.
started actually conjure up light. You start actually seeing the vibrations. So
Mm.
the only thing I do is just do it with me one, and you're gonna actually feel it. Yeah, the inner chi. That's basically what it is. The inner chi.
Right.
Just make sure you sit straight, and you just
Mm-hmm.
close your eyes, and just make sure you fill up your lungs. Want to try it? Just try it
Yes.
with me. Okay. You close your eyes, and you make sure you breathe all the way to your lungs is filled. 1, 2, and 3. Go. Hold it for 9 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you exhale. You feel lightheaded, don't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not too lightheaded, but I'm fine. It releases.
That stress, that negative energy that you had before. Now you feel
Right.
more calmer, right? See, what you're
Right.
doing is that heat is positive energy. You understand, because negative energy is cold energy. Heat
Mm.
is positive energy. So once you
Mm.
gravitate that energy, it's going to release that cold, because it heats it up. It heats up that
Mm.
cold energy, which is the negative energy. And then you
Mm.
become more calmer. You don't feel more, you feel less stressful. Just like how you
Right.
feeling now, you feel less stressful. And then
Mm.
it enables you to basically understand the qualities, how your mind becomes focused. You follow?
Mm. Right.
And now that you done did that, you feel a lot focused, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel a little focused, even though I'm a little sleepy, but I feel less focused.
No, because it will the energy, it does, vibrates the heart frequency, because the heart
Right.
is basically the center soul of, the blood and things of that shit. Because the energy goes through your blood, through the nervous system, and goes all through, different parts of the physical body. So
Yeah. I
therefore,
done.
yeah, exactly. And it tunes your aura. because all cell
Right.
organisms creates the aura through the cell's nucleus. So once it
Mm.
vibrates, the nucleus has a pulse. They just like how your heart has a pulse. The cell organism nucleus has a pulse also. So what you're doing
Mm.
is that your heart frequency is sending that frequency throughout all cell organisms to create one pulse. So that one
Mm.
pulse will ignite a stronger aura. You see what I'm saying? That's
Mm.
why people auras change. Once your aura changes, it changes either to green, to blue, purple. Any other
Right.
vibration that's lower is because that your cell organism is not in tune with your heart frequency. Because the heart has to be basically to send out a frequency that's strong enough to change all cell organisms pulse. You follow? Because it's basically the heart is the mind. The physical brain
Mm.
interprets and it expresses itself according to what the heart feels, according to the pulse. And it has a lot
Mm.
to do with your thought patterns. Any other chakra has the same pulse, but it's a different frequency pulse because it don't have no pulse like how the heart has or a cell
Mm.
organism nucleus has. So therefore, once you send that frequency through the pulse of the heart, it tunes all cell organisms into one pulse, and it has a one unity frequency. Now everything is one unit. So if you continue your meditation and practice, then your cell organisms become one with your heart, and your heart is automatically one with the earth. You see where I'm coming
Mm.
from? So all this basically you started in tuning with your higher abilities through this process of meditation, and you just
Mm.
experience just one breath I showed you. You basically understood that feeling because it's the same
Mm.
frequency that you send out to all cell organisms. You follow?
Mm.
So this is the
Right.
original science that I practiced, and it helped me. Man, when I tell you that I used to fast when I was doing this, I think I was fasting like 3 to like 7 days. You know, and one time when I was doing the meditation, I used to do all seven frequency tones like lamb, ram, yam, ham, om, and things of that. I did all those frequency tones and it tune all cell organisms because what you're doing, you sending the frequency through your tones by gravitating a certain amount of energy to go to those chakra points in order for it to become one with that heart frequency. And the heart frequency automatically vibrates with the Om chant. You follow? This is
Mm.
when you
Okay.
get the green essence and things of that nature. You know, that's when you become pure hearted because what you're doing, you're transforming the lower chakras energies with the heart frequency to becoming pure. You're purifying. This is what the art of ancient Kemet was trying to teach, or shall I say, express the energy through a certain amount of chants, through basically meditation, and they understood the art of transformation of alchemy by transforming your lower self to your higher self through the heart frequency. You know what I'm saying? Then it expresses itself through to your thyroid, your pituitary gland, your pineal gland as an expression of higher ways of thinking. Because your higher ways of
Mm.
thinking is your higher self, the lower ways of thinking is your lower self. You follow?
Right.
Therefore,
Yep.
these meditation practices allows you to transform that lower self into your higher self, as well as once you become one with the green essence, then you can transform everything dealing with your lower self, higher self, pertaining to what you're trying to transform in these physical experiences. Because certain people, the main reason why, like me, for instance, I'll be like, yeah, I'm struggling, this and that, this and that. But you have to understand your lower self vibrate more with the earth frequency for the simple fact of desires. Your desires will make the laws of attraction more stronger to gravitate things to you. On the higher self, you don't think on the lower level to attract these materialistic things. You attract higher frequencies in order for you to transform and go out of body experience and experience higher realms and things of that nature. You're on the higher vibration. So you're not going to
Mm.
gravitate material things like most people may think. But in true reality, when you materialize things to you, it's because you vibrate still on your lower self more stronger. So it's
Right.
more desirable for you to get these things, but you don't have no desire
Right.
for material. You desire something that's higher, with which higher virtues, higher values, as well as higher morality. These things you will gravitate on a higher frequency. You follow? And this is something that I
Right.
have to realize through my self experience. My self experience
Right.
helped me to understand this to a whole new degree. So
Mm.
when I try to explain to people, like I'm setting the record straight, and I want people to understand that my truth, it is different than anybody else's truth, regardless.
According to your own destiny.
Exactly. Because this is
Mm.
my experience. You see, this is my
And
experience. Yeah.
And that's why I kind of want to speak on earlier. Sometimes we get confused with my destiny and your destiny, and it's different, but it's still in line in the same way, you know. But if I put my destiny on you and put my teachers on you according to my destiny, I can see how they confuse you, you know, because you're like, especially if you're following every move and looking at my, you know, looking at me as an example and how you're going to align your life according to what I'm doing and exactly how I'm doing it. And that can be confusing because your destiny is for you and for you only. And you can find things within me that can help resonate with you, but don't get too caught up in looking at me on trying to resonate with yourself. You know,
Exactly.
uh, yes. So that's
Exactly.
why I kind of understand it as well, you know. And the breathing meditation is definitely helpful. And you said something when it comes to the lower self and higher self. My lower self said is the desires, you know, of me getting stressed with family, friends, work, you know, and sometimes, you know, overwhelming. You know, it's my lower self. My higher self is my big brother saying, you know what, Lavar, you okay. You know what I mean? You go be okay. You know, just you got to lead by example. I know it's challenging for you to lead by example, but that's important. But that's the best way, the best teaching is leading by example. And
Yep.
sometimes I get caught up in that, you know, because his body is weak. This body, you know, it breaks down and wants to sleep. It wants to do its own thing, you know. It's like in the Matrix, you know. I was thinking about in the Matrix when what is his name?
Neo.
The agent. He
Neo.
was like, you
Oh,
know,
you talking
I'm
about
in
Agent
this
Smith?
flesh, but this flesh is so weak. It's so weak and sweaty and nasty, you know. And they're like, you know, used to that, you know. And I think about that, you know, this flesh, it's weak. You know what I mean? It has its own universe within a universe, you know, and it kind of be conflicted in a way, but it's when you understand your higher self, and I had to talk to myself, say, you know what, calm down, it's okay, it's going to be okay, and speak life into myself and speak positivity in myself, and that's a mind over matter deal, you know, and in my understanding, my mind is the most powerful tool that I can use in my body, you know, and by me reprogramming my mind and reprogramming my thoughts constantly, because we're constantly getting going against the vein. You know, people trying to change their thoughts according to their destiny, and you say, you know what? Hold up, I need to back it from this. Talk to myself,
Yep.
resonate with myself, and listen to myself. And
Yep.
sometimes we forget those simple things right there. And I had to remind myself that constantly.
And to be honest with you, remember I told you that the higher self worry about the higher qualities pertaining to your virtues and the morals and the values. That's basically what I was talking about. That the lower self, the main reason why it's so imperative that people should vibrate materialistic things to them is because the desire for them, which is material, on a higher
Mm,
level frequencies, pertain to the experiences that you go through in life, your higher self gravitates higher qualities instead of materialistic gains to fulfill that pleasure, that feeling that I am secure and things of that nature. But in true reality, your higher self has all the qualities known to man that does not need materialistic things to for it to feel good or to feel comfortable or secure. So this is
yeah.
when we are confused, and
Yep.
and the more that we are confused, we are blinded by materialistic things to make us think that we need these things, but in true reality, it's an illusion. So the more
Yep.
that we materialize our consciousness, the more that we become slaves, and this is why the main concept of selling your soul comes from, because you
Mm,
dwell with your desires. This is when we understand to become what they call Luciferian doctrines. These Luciferian doctrines is basically that in order for you to fulfill, what you are, you must gain materialistic things, and you must desire for them. And they teach you through music, because the only thing that you see in music today is, a beautiful female with a big butt, big tits, small waist, pretty face, pretty hair, looking like a European, all types of things. Then you have to have the best foods, not knowing that these foods are basically poison, as well as we must have the best rides, what I'm saying, ride down the street so everybody can see us, not knowing the consequences behind it, because you don't know you got robbers ready to rob you because you riding a expensive BMW or, Corvette, you know, and things of that nature. And then you got to have the biggest house that, you know, saying there's no demand, not knowing that you are in the verge from losing that house if you don't pay your bills, you know, on time.
Yeah.
So all these things that people don't look at according to the consequences by getting these materialistic things. It don't matter if you're getting $100,000 to $1,000,000. Guess what? You got a person that's gonna try to rob you for that money. If not, then it's gonna always. If you're a male, you're gonna have a female that's gonna try to rob you of that money by using her vagina. If it's a male can use his looks, his pretty boy, you know, to try to rob you of that money. One way or another, that money is gonna be out your pockets because in your mind you think you're doing something, but in true reality,
Mm-hmm.
you're setting yourself for failure. So
Yeah.
every time that we don't realize this, the more that we become dumbfounded to the materialist things, which is an illusion, not
Yeah.
understanding the consequences that comes with the materialistic things. But if you're on your higher self, what you're doing is you gravitating higher values to substantiate the mind in a way that you're thinking before you act. And once you think, you gravitate these qualities to controlling your desires in a way that these materialist things is not true what we really need. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
wrong getting them. There's no wrong for, you know, getting a certain amount in order for you to survive on a simple level. Because I just want to live
Yeah.
simple. That's it. That's all I always tell people. I want to live simple.
Yeah.
I don't care about being
Yeah.
rich. It's not my destiny to become rich. If it happens, it happens. But in true reality, I know when I do get it, I have to live a simple life either way it goes. It don't matter if I'm rich or not, because I know the consequences by showing off. So we have
Yeah.
to understand these things. Wisdom is very imperative in today's time, and people don't realize that. So they get caught up on what they see on the videos. They get caught up on what they hear. And another thing, you touched on something pertaining to, you know, people always looking at the so-called purity, but when something happens to this leader that teaches this information, that everybody want to, you know, discriminate, want to make him look bad. I thought that he was pure. He told us a lie and things of that nature. All these things, people are
Trick
paying attention to the physicalities in the mind of individuals, not understanding the message behind it. And this is
and
what confuses a
distraction.
lot of people.
Distractions.
Exactly.
Distractions.
Distraction.
And the more you keep you distracted, the more you keep it off of your game and resonate with you. You know, sometimes I had to turn the TV off. Sometimes I had to turn the music off. Sometimes I had to get away from people, period, you know, just to focus on me. And it's so, so, so important. You know, distractions. It's just so many distractions. You can go down the street, you'll see a billboard, you know, of a Chili's. And before you know, you're thinking about Chili's, you know. You're thinking about what the food you ate. And then before you know, you think about this friend you want to go with. And there's so much you feel like you got to do according to what they teach us, but it's taking away from you, you know, and distractions. And while I'm thinking about it, and when you said something, illusion, you know, I would trade, you know, the illusion of money for, you know, the time. And we remember we speak about the illusion of time, and you said you're
Yep.
going to speak on that. You know, I like to hear your thoughts on the illusion of time.
Well, the illusion of time, with through my experience, because like I said before, when I was with the sister, Maria Lana Boggs, you know, I said in Imperial, you know, I was letting her know that everything that I try to express or teach is through my own experience. So
Right.
my experience within, you know, the illusion of time, that through my meditation practice, when I actually started to like out of body experience, you know, astral traveling, astral projection, and then when I actually, I'm gonna give you an experience. Because I remember one time I was in a roller coaster and everything was dark except the roller coaster was red and the being that I was behind was all black, looking like a samurai. And I was chasing him right up and down the
Okay.
roller coaster, and he flew. At the end of the roller coaster, he flew. So in my mind, everything was mental, and I flew also. So he created a sword, and I created a sword because everything that I was doing, I was mentally creating it. So
Okay.
I created a sword, and everything pertaining to my, you know, my swings was mentally created also. So I visualized myself swinging, and me and him was battling. And next thing you know, I hit him one good time with the sword. His sword just broke, like he done broke his focus or something, and I slashed him and he just disappeared. And that's when I woke up. I snapped out of it. So
Mm.
once I understood the concept of time, I was like, in the mental realm, There's no such thing as time because everything is actually mentally created. When we in this physical body, it's our subconscious that's controlling our bodily functions. So in true reality, it's an instinct that we're following within our physical bodies. So in true reality, when you run and you say you're running real fast and you hit a tree, you're gonna feel that pain. But in the astral plane, if you go into a tree, you can actually create yourself going through that tree. So
Mm.
I understood what space represents. Space is the astral plane, while this physical realm is time. So this time is not the truth because what you really are is your mind, which is basically when you experience astral traveling, you're mentally creating every single thing. So on this physical plane, you can only create a certain frictions of things because you have limited expectations because of the
Mm.
physical aspects of how this physical realm produces through solid liquids and gases, which is the four elements. But your spirit
Mm.
is endless; it has no time frame. So
Right.
we have to basically act on this physical realm with wisdom. So the philosophy behind time that you are not capable to doing every single thing as you would be, when you go to astral travel. So everything is meant to create an astral plane, and that's just my intake pertaining to that. My true self is
Mm.
not this body. It's not these thoughts. It's not this physical realm. It's not this money. It's nothing. So in true reality,
Right.
this is an illusion. I'm the mind that create
Mm.
these things, which is create these thoughts. I create this physical body. I created this car. Why? Because all of us is actually mentally creations, and we create on this physical realm, but we are actually one being, just different frequencies of the mind.
Mm.
So we actually created everything around what you see on this physical plane, even Earth. We just
Right.
forgot because we don't think that we are one mind. We think that we are this physical body, that we are actually walking on this physical realm, that we actually tasting this food that we put in our mouth, the things that we hear and the things that we smell. We actually think that we are these things, but in true reality, we are not. These are
Mm.
limitations. But our
Yeah.
mind does not have no limitations. It's no such thing as limitations.
Mm.
So we are caught up within the materialistic things and we have forgotten the truth. So this is the main reason why we have so much problems and why people are so quick to judge or criticize other people's knowledge because they're looking at it according to their physical self, pertaining to their
You said something
lifestyle and
there.
things of that nature. You see what I'm coming from now?
Yep. You
And
said
that's
something right there. You said something right there.
it's
Mm-hmm.
facts. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? So this is the main
Mm-hmm.
reason why we're going through what we're going through. So
Mm.
until we change that frame of mind and that train of thought, we will always go through this. That's why in the Middle East you have so many killings. You have people that practice Islam, saying not understanding the true teachings of the Quran and what it's trying to teach, and they think that they doing every single thing like suicide bombers, trying to cut somebody's head off, thinking that Prophet Muhammad said all these things to do in the name of Allah. And this is the main reason why following other people, saying is a destruction because you so heartily thinking that these people are the messengers. In true reality, they might be messengers, but that's the key. It's just the message. So therefore, once you understand the message, you understand what's right and what's wrong. So once
Mm.
you understand that for your own awareness, then the things
Yeah.
that don't make no sense, you will start seeing it on a higher scale of realization.
Mm. And
You
you
see what I'm
said
coming
something
from?
right there, because, we've taught, what's right and what's wrong. But
Yeah,
what's right and wrong for me is a little different. What might be right and wrong for you and what might be right and
yeah,
wrong for my wife. But we are
exactly,
taught in school it got to be right or it got to be wrong. But it
exactly.
can't. Why can't it be both? And it should, and it
and
should be both.
And I'm gonna tell you something, dude. What's right and what's wrong is only imperative to the physical realm. That doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It just all that is actually an illusion also. But we
Yep.
have to operate and wisdom to understand what the mental vibration of the higher planes is, as well as the lower frequencies of the mind and what they are. And once we
Right.
learn how to have the correct knowledge of what's right and what's wrong pertaining to what's on the physical realm, then we'll understand what the higher self pertaining to how we need to act on this physical realm pertaining to our levels of intelligence pertaining also to the consideration of knowledge that can allow you to elevate your awareness on the higher scales of realization. Because remember,
Mm.
everything pertaining to imagination comes from an image, and the image comes from a thought. So the thought ain't nothing but something that's implanted. And if I can implant something in your mind, then of course I'm being controlled.
Yep. Yep.
Or should I put it like this? If somebody puts something in my mind, I'm being controlled. I have to allow them to put it in my mind, but I must learn how to use it in a way that I can think if it's right or wrong, if it's true or not, if it's good for me or not. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
That's the
Decode
only
it, decipher it.
that's
Yep.
deciphering. Exactly. That's how you decipher signs and symbols. So that doesn't mean that my wisdom is limited also, because it's also a value called reasonability. You know what I'm saying? Again, if it's right for me, then I will reason for you. If it's not right for me, and then you trying to attack my mind and my intelligence, then I'm gonna say, no, brother, that's not facts. I'm not going, according to what you said. I like what you said, but that doesn't mean that I have to follow it. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
I will
Yep.
follow a
Yep.
certain
Yep.
perception of what you say. If it's right and it's reasonable, then yes. So other than that, this is how people got to start learning how to decipher their own mind. And
Yeah.
once you understand that, then you can basically put things in its right perspective according to the right contents.
Yeah.
People don't know
And
how to
like I
put
said,
things in the right contents. So they get so caught up according to the physicalities of things instead of understanding the mental part of it. So
mm,
everything has been misguided, and it is not included within the higher perceptions of realization. And this is the main reason why we are in the same, we still in the messed up stage that we are today because of
yeah.
that. In ancient
Mm,
Kemet, if you really understand their teachings, they will let you know that every individual that was in those times had their own thought pattern. That's why it's
mm,
called Tahuti or thought in Greek, because
mm,
Tahuti was the thoughts of everybody having their own perception, their own philosophy, and their own realizations, and put it into one doctrine. That's why it's called Book of the Dead. If you look at the Book of the Dead or Walking Forward by Night, Prayer and Maru, all that's the same book. If you really look at the book, it will teach you that everything has a different ritual. It has a
mm,
different ritual, and it's not one person. Thought means that everybody had the same is within the thought pattern or capable of creating thoughts, and they put their thoughts in the doctrine. You see where I'm coming from? Through
mm,
signs and
mm,
symbols, or what they call ideograms. So in true reality, what we consider to be true is something pertaining to what we realize according to ourself in developing our higher abilities. And that's the
mm.
whole key to do while we in this physical realm, to elevate to our higher abilities. And what is our higher abilities? Telepathy, psychometry, clairvoyance, telekinesis, intuition. These are our higher abilities that we have to learn how to use in order for us to decipher this physical realm.
Yep.
To decipher the physical realm. What I'm saying is that these higher abilities are still physical, but they are expanded physical abilities, meaning that it's beyond the five senses, which is seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing, and touching, which everything stems from touch. So by it
Mm,
being on a higher level of those five senses, it's still dealing with the physical realm because you're still in the physical realm in existence. So
mm.
when you go into the astral plane, the only ability that you have is mental creations. There's no limitation. You follow?
Yeah. Right.
There's
I
no
do.
limitation. The main
Mm,
reason why we're so stuck in the realization of modern day civilization, because we have been colonized to think this way. You see, I'm
yep.
coming from through religion.
Yep.
And if a person say that, I mean, I don't practice religion no more. No, you do. You still do practice religion. Why?
Yep.
Because you still have the framework of how religious people operate pertaining to what the Bible is giving you, even in the Quran in the same way. So in true reality, you still have the framework pertaining to the colloquial sense of religion. I mean, when,
Mm,
when, when you start realizing self qualities, you extinct yourself and separate yourself from the structure of how these books is given pertaining to how you need to think.
mm. Yeah, you said something right there. You strike a lot of nerds with that right now. I know a lot of my friends list looking like, what? You talking about religion? No, don't, no, no. And some people are so quick to defend something they
Yeah.
really don't even understand. Um, I was talking to, I'm not going to say their name, but they was telling me, you're not going to church, so who are you supposed to be? You don't go to church. I'm like, I mean, I'm my own person, and I learn things according to my own teaching, and I really don't really need it, in a sense, because I've kind of been there. So I asked this person, I was just like, okay, so why do you go to church?
Hmm.
Because it's what everybody else do. And I was like, so how many times have you read the Bible? And if you really, and according to my research, a lot of people really haven't even read the Bible. They just go because it's a normal thing to do. This is something they was taught. This is something that was forced on them, and it's a thing to do. And it's like a lot of times you talk to people like, "Did you go to church today? You go to church today?" And like, okay, and they're looking for you to say, "Yeah, I went to church today." Oh, amen, amen. What's your church? And then it's bring a whole another conversation, but it brings another ego. Like I did something, But if you leave church, a lot of people leave church, they don't really get much out of it, and then they go back to try to get something they think they need. But it's all within yourself, within the self-awareness. You learn how to, work with things and learn how to teach yourself instead of waiting on somebody, to teach you or waiting on this Sunday to go to get met with somebody else. But you have all the messages within yourself. And that's
True.
something you learn within a self-awareness
True.
of yourself.
True. And I'm gonna show you something right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people don't understand the concept of oneness or the one conscious mind, or like in religions might say there is one God or only one God, and the
Right.
concept of Tawheed in Islam, things of that nature. Now, I'm finna show you a quick example that I can help everybody to realize this one God, and I'm gonna show you something, and I'm gonna use nature
Okay.
itself to do it. Watch this. I'm
Right.
gonna turn this around. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah, there you go. Now, pay attention. You see them trees, right? These are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
trees, ain't it? Do you think that they
Right.
need religion to exist? And remember,
No.
these are conscious beings. These are the oldest creatures that existed before human beings ever was. Because remember,
Right.
you have fungus, you have bacteria, and things of that nature. And this is how everything was created, through fungus and bacteria, which is a living being. Watch. All this is a living being. So you mean to
Yep.
tell me, by this being a divine light right here, all this is divine. Divine means natural. Do you think
Mm-hmm.
they need religion to exist and they living in peace right now? The main reason why they ain't living in peace because human beings are actually destroying them. You see where I'm coming from?
Right.
All this,
Right.
whatever that
Mm.
the force that created all this is called consciousness, awareness,
Mm.
consciousness. That's
Right.
all. That's all it is. Consciousness. The same
Yep.
consciousness that help us to operate. Now remember, the trees, the grass, everything has its order or cycle,
Mm.
because everything doesn't last for a lifetime. It's like human
Right.
beings. We have a certain lifetime. The human beings are the only ones that's going outside of natural nature, of order, of cycles. Why?
Mm.
The truth within the laws that human beings have to operate in is the same universal laws, or 7 universal laws that I explained in my book. The same universal laws, which is the number one of the universal laws, is mentalism. This is why. Now I'm going to show you something. This is very, very imperative and very important. The only
Okay.
one that human beings and how they operate is within the last one, which is gender, the law of gender. This is what they confine themselves through the physicalities of the physical realm. And this is where
Mm.
this is the only law that allows them to be limited. Because remember,
Mm.
it's immutable, meaning it's mutable, meaning that it can transcend to the mental, correspondence, and vibration. Vibration is every single thing. Corresponding, that means that everything works as a unit. Mental, as everything is mental, while the universe, everything that was created is the mind. The mind created the mental, so because it's a correspondence by understanding the mind and the mental, which is actually one. So everything is
Mm-hmm.
consciousness. Everything has an order. Everything is law. And the human beings are the only ones that's violating this simple yet 7 universal laws, because they don't not comprehend development or transformation. They don't want to transform to higher states of consciousness pertaining to the 3 immutable laws. So we are stuck in the mind frame of that which is confusion, is the main reason why we're in a state of darkness, what we call darkness. not darkness in a way like dark matter, because dark matter is where we come from. When I say darkness, meaning in a state of being blind, that's what I mean. So
Mm,
while we in the state of blindness, this is because of confusion. This is the main reason why we are not evolving and expanding our realizations. Our
right.
minds, which is our heart, has to be expanded in order for our soul to be strengthened. So this is in ignorance, or shall I say, ignoring the facts, is the main reason why we are in a state of continuation to go against each other. To go against each other.
Mm, yeah.
This is the main
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, and you said something right there. A key note I got in there that a lot of us deal with today, and we got to understand is confusion.
Yeah.
And it's not by accident that a lot of us are confused. It was taught. We was taught to be confused, and by us being taught to be confused, it's helping other people out. It's helping other different, entities, markets, and just where you're making money, but you're spending it in other areas because the simple confusion that you're dealing with.
Yep.
And
Yep.
confusion is definitely is an important deal. But once you get past the confusion and start to understand, things start making sense. You are able to decode it, the messages, the subliminal messages, and that that helped me, to understand things. And when I see it, I'm like, I can see exactly what they're trying to do in a sense, which, when I'm with somebody else, I can explain it to them, but sometimes they don't see it. And I'm trying to get better at it, and within myself.
Exactly. Exactly. And then I'm doing the same thing. Even though I might have all this wisdom, that doesn't mean that I'm fully just adapted to it. You know what I'm saying? Now, and I'm willing to say that because I don't have no true agenda to manipulate people. I will tell you
Right.
that, hey, yeah, man, I still got a lot of, lower self that I'm still working on. Of course. And I'll tell you
Mm,
what it is. But the thing is that why I'm admitting this is for the simple fact that I want people to realize that there are genuine people. You just have to open your eyes and understand the science of your mind in order for you to continue to expand to new realizations. So that's the only
mm,
way. It's really more like you have to continue to work. So if in order for you to find genuine people, you have to be genuine yourself. If you're not genuine, then of course
yep.
you're gonna find the people that's not genuine. That's why
Yep.
when looking
Yep.
upon individuals and their characteristics or their personality, but then again they saying that they're holy or they're righteous or they are a messenger or they are a pharaoh or they this or they that, what I'm saying? Of course individuals gonna look at your characteristics because you put yourself out there like that. I'm gonna tell you
Mm,
like this. If I tell you that I realize who I am in my past life, which I am Hori in my past life of the 19th dynasty. But a lot of people ain't gonna realize Hori because it's not expounded like that. But if you do your research, you'll actually find them, just like I have. Because when I
mm,
find out, it's because by me already having the third eye fully activated and I can sense vibrations to the point that I can realign with them, and it gives me a sense of either the physical, like it's like an alarm clock. If you see something that doesn't make sense, you either have a negative feeling or a positive feeling. And this is
right.
what I used to understand who I was. You see where I'm coming from? Because it gave me an alarm clock. And when I
Mm,
read it, I read it Hori's Anastasia Papopoulos, it gave me a headache, a real serious headache. Like
yeah.
that ancient self of myself is like looking at a mirror, and it gave me a
Mm,
sign like, this is who you are, man. This is who you are. That's what it was giving me. And that's what I
wow.
was feeling. This is who you are. You are me. I am you. You know what I'm saying? We are one. You still have the same characteristics and you still have a mission to complete. So
Mm,
therefore, I have to basically continue to evolve my spiritual self in order for me to realize what other missions that I have, because I probably did so much good, but I had to live out another individual's karma on the negative level. I didn't live my positive karma, because remember, I also deal with astrologists too, and they can actually, sense things, see things according to individual's life or their past life. So when they told me that, I am a high priest in ancient times and things of that nature, and what I did, I kept it in my mind, and through laws of attraction, I gravitated myself pertaining to the information that I was researching. And once I did a purification ritual to purify my soul, that's when everything started becoming clear, and I started feeling the senses, you know, saying like alarming me, like this is who you are, you know, saying it always been
Right.
you, you know. And then once I looked at the hieroglyphic, it represents the experience that I had. Because if you look at the hieroglyphics, it has a bird and it has a man with with the square. Then the square is 9 degrees. You
Okay.
feel me? So the
Mm-hmm.
square represents realignment. So
Mm.
once you understand that the square represents 9 degrees of real, which is within the square itself is 306 degrees of full realignment or completion. So that's what that symbol of Hori or hieroglyphic really mean, meaning that your higher self, which is the bird, represents the overseer. The man with the square represents the physical, but you realign with that bird, which is your higher
Mm.
self. So once you
Okay.
basically, and you remember, birds can see things, 20,000 miles, saying far off, and they can see things beforehand, which is dealing with your
Okay.
intuition, your higher ability. So
Mm.
I had made a video, right, to explain
Okay.
this. And I was talking to one of the Nawapian brothers named Prince Short, and I was trying to help just bring some facts to him.
Okay.
And that brother is so manipulative to the point. I'm not, talking down on the brother. He's very intelligent,
Okay.
very knowledgeable. But
Yeah.
I don't know if he's fully adaptive to that ability that he say he has, because I was letting him know that in ancient times, according to those names represents the abilities that one acquires through spiritual practice. So when somebody is named a certain name, that means that they are of that name pertaining to the ability that they have. So people have names but don't fully qualify those names, because they show other ways that they still material. You see where I'm coming from?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I have to basically like look at it in a way like, okay, I don't want to judge these brothers, but damn, their actions speak louder than words. You see where I'm coming from? That's how I was looking at
You-
it. Their actions speak
Okay.
louder than words. So if
Mm.
they actually speak louder than words, then maybe instead of saying something about them, saying maybe I just have to fall back and just follow my own path on that level and just, understand the message what they gave me. Because I took certain
Mm.
things from what they said, and
Yeah.
it helped me to understand certain things too. So that's what I did. I looked at the
Okay.
message, not them. But
Right.
when they make it too obvious, like they want to make themselves higher than me, then in my ego, I have to basically defend the rightness of my nature. You see where I'm coming
Right.
from? And I was
Mm.
doing that. That's the main reason why I made a video about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because he was trying to make it sound like he was higher than me. In true reality, it don't matter if all Masonic teachings, you third degrees, saying Mason, and you thinking that I don't know nothing. That no, you can't do that. That's contradictory to what you're supposed to represent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I had to
Yeah.
defend that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And just like the woman, say went into the live stream dealing with Sin Imperial, and she said what she said. I made this video because I want to defend that too. You see where I'm coming
Right.
from? My
Right.
ego had to step in the way, because what you're doing is you are down in my spirituality, and you down in her for the simple fact that I'm live stream with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
see
get
what
it.
I'm coming from? And you can't do that. You can't say these
Mm.
things and make it seem like everybody just want to manipulate and try to make themselves like they ain't. No, I'm telling you my personal experience. You can't tell me my experience. You can't tell
Mm.
me my science, because this is something that I practiced and I researched it and I knew those facts. You can't tell me that. That's
Mm.
incorrect. So
And
people say, yeah.
oh no, just say it's always entities and different energies that's always trying to throw you off a game.
Yeah.
If I notice, it's just no matter what you're doing something positive. It's always something trying to push you back. You could be walking in a forest, it's nothing, but it's always a certain type of energy that's trying to go against the grain. And I'm trying to understand that. What is your thoughts on that? Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. I experienced a hell of a lot of that, because I remember I was in Trinidad, right? Because I'm in Tobago right now, but I was in
Oh,
Trinidad,
And I was going through the experience that a lot of negative beings was trying to either get me robbed or, you know, they were trying to shoot me to get me killed. And remember, I don't come at nobody on the negative level unless they bring it to me, and I have to show you that I'm not going to be no pushover either. You see where I'm coming from? Because I
Right.
came from the streets. I know about that life. I lived that
Yep.
life. And I can still
Right.
always live that life if I have to defend myself. But in true
Mm-hmm.
reality, my main purpose is to basically my express the higher abilities of my higher self. So I try not to go there. But people bring those negative frequencies out because remember, when you're dealing with truth or higher frequency vibrations, those negative beings don't want to acknowledge the fact of that vibration of higher frequency because they love and they enjoy the desires they feel by gravitating to the lower materialistic things. You see where I'm coming from?
Mm,
So these were our demons. These are what the true essence of demons are. And
right.
what they call demons, or quote unquote, you know what I'm saying? But I just
Mm-hmm.
call them disagreeable demonic forces in certain ways or characteristics because these beings are designed to stop those of higher frequencies because they don't want to follow the original order of the seven universal laws. You see where I'm coming from? They don't want to
Mm,
transcend. They love this physical realm so much to the point that they'll give their life for one piece of dollar. You see where I'm coming from? So,
mm,
or not just even a piece of dollar. It could be a grain of rice. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
you got people that's out there that's living in harmony and they poor. You see what I'm saying? They living in harmony though. But you got people
Yeah.
that's rich, but they miserable. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? They miserable, and then they want to bring another person down because of their miserability. So
Mm,
these are the things, or these are the negative forces that you're dealing with, because they love the physical and they think that the physical pleasures will give them that sensibility of being comfortable and secure. And these are the negative
right.
beings. They going to get, that's why they go against the grain because they love this materialistic world and they don't want to evolve. They want to stay on the negative. They don't want to follow it because they think by following it is basically they're not going to fulfill that desire that they want pertain to that which they can get of
Mhm.
the physical. You see what I'm saying? So they would love
Right.
to go against the grain on that level. Believe that. And
Mm,
it is all about the pleasure that they feel, That's all it is,
yeah.
the pleasure
Yeah.
that they feel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
you said something right there, and that makes a lot of sense. I mean, just the truth. I mean, just when you said the truth, people just the true nature of their self. People
exactly.
run for the true nature of their self, and that's one of the simple things. And you said the materialistics and the love of the materialistic things that out there. And that that's kind of like I remember back in the days, 15 years ago, you used to hear a lot about people selling their souls, for
Yep.
materialistic things, and as I come into awakening, I have a different perspective on that, but the truth and this what you do to go against your own truth in order to get that materialistic stuff, it's so detrimental. Yes.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, man. That's why I sit back and I observe everybody for what they are and who they are. And I never, not one
Yeah.
time, try to judge anybody unless they are targeting me personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They target me personally in a way that I have no choice but to respond, and I have to do it the way that's wise. I can't do it in a way that's too illogical or too aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the way how I might express myself, people may think is, aggression, but it's not aggression, it's called passion. Passion and aggression, two different things.
Yeah.
And the passion that I have that to express myself, I have to express it because you're dealing with something that it it's more like of an interest within you as a personal being. So I
Mm.
want to express my truth according to how I feel, according to the subject matter. I can speak on any subject matter in any level, but I will express it with passion. You see where I'm coming from? And
Mm.
but aggression is totally different because what is aggression? They ultimately have an agenda. That's why aggression is very imperative pertaining to this characteristic called oppression or
Mm.
oppressive
Mm.
behavior because you have certain motives that you have to basically protect and you
Mm.
will express that aggression because of those motives. So if a person has passion, you will know it because the main thing they'll give you is wisdom. They won't give you just straight knowledge like a robot, explaining a certain subject matter, and then they don't have a certain qualification pertaining to a certain information pertaining to their personal experience. That's why I realign myself with experience, because I'm letting people know that I experienced this. I'm not just reading no books. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
I don't want to tell people things that I read from a book. I want to tell people that, okay, like say for instance, I'm gonna give you another better example of my experience. If I say that my bloodline is Moorish, I do my research on the Moors, right?
Right.
With the facts. But what I do is I ask my mom, where your father and your mother from? My mama said that, well, my father is full blown Indian, and then my mother is African. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I go to my father, what is your bloodline pertaining to your mother, father, and grandma? And they was like, the whole family is from Guyana, which is in South America. And what I do is I research the names of Guyana, India, and Africa. You see where I'm coming from? Once I research that, then I put it together. Who were the original people that was first there? That's all I do. And once I did that and I researched it, and I knew that the original people were natives, and it goes right back into North America, which is United States. And according to the original teaching of Native Americans, then I do my in-depth research on the original people there and how they got mixed within the bloodlines. I do all that research by myself. And I understand that my bloodline is Moorish because of that. Because I understood the qualities of indigenous people that was there. You see where I'm coming from? And who they mixed their blood with. The same thing with the language of India. So the word Indian by itself represents the dark melanated being. So I knew that I was full Moorish by blood. I might say, yeah, 75% Kalinago, because the original people in Trinidad and Tobago were the Kalinagos, but they say they were Caribs, which it was a lie, because I researched who was the person that came up with the name, which were the Spaniards, as well as the Arawaks that was in South America, or the Tainos. I knew that was a lie because I know the original name, which his name was Lavar Savan. He was an Indian archaeologist, as well as a person that spoke that language, and he the one that created the name for those people. But they never called themselves that. There's no history to state the fact that these people actually call themselves that. You follow?
Yes, I
So
do.
in true reality, this is all misinformation. And when I did my research for myself, my personal, integrity, then that made me understand who I was on a different scale also. Then I did the research of the Moorish name, all that. And it expanded my perception and realization of truth to me. Because I was not going off just one person. I was doing research in many different subjects pertaining to that subject, and different people or different resources. I did a hell of a lot. You know what I'm saying? So this is my personal experience of my research, and I wanted to know. I wanted to know the truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, I was doing it in a way that I was just following one person, two people, three people. I did numerous of different studies, and I never followed nobody. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So I'm giving you the perception of the qualities that I had in order for me to go out there and do my own research, because a lot of people will believe, a certain individual, but his information ain't fully 100% correct. You got to do some more research. You see where I'm coming from?
Right. Yep.
It's the same
I've
thing
done
with
that.
spirituality. A lot of people will read and know so much about this science, but they can never tell you one experience that they had that realigned to the things that they study, or if they say that they practice it, they can never tell you not one thing. Just like how I have you to sit down, right? And I wanted you to do one breath of meditation, and you had an ultimate result by that one breath.
Yeah.
And
It
you
helped balance
seen
me.
that was exactly. I gave you that because this is something I experienced myself. The same experience. Because experience is the best teacher.
Yep.
And this is how I operate. I operate this way. And that's why I have passion. Because I know what I'm saying. So that's why I always tell people it's not the fact that I want people to follow me. It's not about following me, man. Follow yourself. You have the same qualifications I do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's it. It's facts. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? You know, and
Yep.
that's basically what facts is to me. I might not know every single thing. I don't profess and proclaim everything to know everything.
Mm,
To try to
yeah.
that I experience everything. But
Mm,
I can only give you what I have experienced. And if you say that I know a lot, I'm gonna say nah, not really. I don't know too much. I know what I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too
yeah.
much because I know that knowledge is infinite. So in true
Yeah.
reality, I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah. But
glad
a
that
higher
I
self.
experienced what I experienced, though.
Yeah.
I'm
But
glad
a
that I
higher
experienced what
self.
I experienced. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
You know what I'm saying?
a higher self knows it all and knows everything. But our lower self, is trying to remember.
Yep, exactly.
Just trying
And
to
that's
remember, and
basically,
that's the.
yep,
Yep.
yep. That's what it
So,
is. My lower self is combined with my higher self, but that doesn't mean that because even within your realignment of your higher self, you still have certain information that you have to basically gravitate. And to be
yeah.
honest with you, you cannot gravitate that information by you being in this physical realm. You actually have to either die or transcend your soul to the higher reality realms in order for you to experience other worlds and other dimensions and things of that nature. So I know for a fact that I might complete my spiritual practice on this physical. Now I have to basically elevate to get out this physical realm. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm on. I'm trying to get up out of
Okay.
here. And if I can't
Yeah.
transcend, I might have to die. You see where I'm coming
Yeah.
from? So that's where
Yeah.
I'm on. And I'd rather die
Mm,
to experience, but I have to control a certain fear that I have. You know what I'm saying? Because I still, when I get out the body, I still have that fear when I, travel to other dimensions. So I have to control that fear by mentally strengthening myself through another qualifications of what I'm experiencing on this physical plane.
mm,
And that's my lesson while I'm here still on this earth. So
right.
everything is within experience. Everything's within
Right.
it.
Right.
And I just
And so,
admitted my fear. You know what I'm saying? See,
right.
a lot of people is not gonna admit they fear because they have an
Mm,
agenda and they have a motive. You feel me? Me, I'm gonna tell
mm,
you straight up, man. Yeah, I'm still scared to go out this physical body sometimes because you
mm,
don't know, man, bro. When I tell you that I experience all realms, and every time I go to another dimension, man, I'm scared as hell. Straight up, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm still scared
yeah.
because, man, when I tell you, man, when you go to these other dimensional realms, you will experience things that you would never thought that you would experience. And you be so scared to look at these other beings and how they can, creep up on you and they can attach themselves as soon as you get back to the physical body. You don't know that you brought another being with you. All those things I be thinking about. And that will be creating that fear. You see what I'm saying? So a
Mm,
lot of these things people don't know. And they think it's
right.
a joke when they get out of body experience. They think it's a joke. I'm not.
Mm,
I'm not saying to be afraid and not experience. Experience what you need to experience, but just understand how to protect yourself. Because I had a ritual, but I lost it. You know what I'm saying? I had a ritual that it allowed me to strengthen my mind, and when I get out the physical body, I'm already protected. But since I lost it when I got out of prison, so I can't find that ritual and I can't remember it for some apparent reason. And
uh,
I put it in a book. Man, to be honest with you, I wrote a book when I was in prison, and the book was explaining everything that I was experiencing on the spiritual. I'm talking about information that was gravitating to me. I'm talking about information pertaining to certain practices that I was using. What else? Um, it was some other things that I put in the book, and it was so much information that was like my revelation. Just like how Prophet Muhammad gained his revelation, I had that same thing in when I was in prison, and I put it
mm,
all in the book. Cause in my higher self was saying, man, make sure that you put this in a book. So when you
mm,
express yourself, you can remember certain things, or you can publish this book, or make it like a ritual book or whatnot. And when I had it, the information was in some of my legal stuff. Cause I used to study law too. I had a whole bunch of information on law, and I
yeah.
put it with this stuff. And I was trying to
Mm,
get the information. For some reason, all my legal stuff was still there, but that book was gone. And I was trying to figure out who got my book. And I remember there was a Moorish American brother that was, trying to help me while I was in immigration or whatever. And I was trying to change my nationality. when I was out for them 2 weeks, I was trying to go to the Moorish Science Temple to change my nationality. But
Okay.
what happened is that the system was tapping my phone calls, and they snatched me out the streets. And when they snatched me out the streets, they made an objective was to hurry up and send me to the Trinidad and Tobago. You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't
Mm-hmm.
want me to be there because they know who I am on the spiritual and on the physical. They knew that I knew the knowledge of the law. They knew I knew about the spiritual science, and I was willing without fear to teach that information. And they
Mm-hmm.
couldn't mess with me at all because I was already, huh?
Oh no, I would say I know, and I know, and I believe that's true. How would you know they get the information? How do you know they know that you was who you are?
Because a lot of the information I used to write it down and I sent it to my sister in the mail. They used to always open my mails, and the main reason why they was doing all
Uh,
that because I was already let them know that I was a Moor. And I used to always express myself as a Moor on legal
okay,
documentation on a grievance or a lawsuit.
okay,
So when that happened, is now they're looking at me like I'm a potential messiah or a revolutionist or something like that. So every
yeah,
time I might send something out or something that's coming in, they always open my mails. They never send my mails out, all that type of stuff. So a lot of information that I was trying to tell my sister that I was experiencing, I knew that they was getting my mail because I might call my sister on the phone, and I was like, have you got my information and stuff like that? And she was like, no, I never got your information. I was like, so you didn't get my mail? And she was like, no. So what I used to do, I'll go to the person that's over the mail, and I'm trying to figure out where my mail went to. They said they was sent out. You know what I'm saying? See the type of tricks they like to play? You know what I'm saying? They saying
right,
that my mail sent out. So I can't go
okay,
against that. I can't say nothing. I tell them that my sister said that she never got it. They was like, well, we'll trace it, and they never trace it. Never.
oh, okay, I
Yeah,
got
they
you.
like to play those type of games. They like to play those type of
Right,
games. So that's the main
yeah,
reason how they know who I was on the spiritual and on the physical level. So, I
okay,
mean, I was going through a hell of a lot when I was in there. A lot of people don't know the type of stuff that I was going through. They think it was all good and dandy and peaches and cream, but man, I went through hell in that bar, boy. They tried to get me set up while I was in there. They'll try to get me killed, all types of stuff.
I heard about stories. I heard about a lot of stories. I experienced a little bit, but not a whole lot. So let me
Yeah.
ask you too. Was that the first time you did astral projection when you was in prison?
Yeah, I mean, I used to always have dreams, but dreams are a certain art form of astral projection, but dreams are actually
Right,
an expression of your
right.
emotions or your desires at that moment.
Hmm.
But when it's dealing with like astral projection, when you're actually conscious and you getting about the physical body, my first experience was in prison, and I
Okay.
remember one time in 2014, I was in Calhoun State Prison in Georgia. When I got when I was in immediate missing trance, I think it was like 10 o'clock. Everything happened at 10 o'clock, just to let you know. In between 10 o'clock
Hmm.
or 10:45, it always happens. When I got out the physical body, what happened is that it was a brother that was he was studying under the same teachings of the Malachi York at the time. And me and him got out the physical body at the same time.
Mm.
And he actually he was like the next day, he said he told me like he was me, it was me, him. His name was Light. My name was Knowledge at the time. I was calling myself Knowledge.
Okay.
Well, I didn't call
Okay.
myself Knowledge. Your brother named me Knowledge. But I kept that name, and I still go to that name. But he was
Okay.
like, man, guess what I seen? I seen, I was out the physical body, and then I seen Knowledge out the body. It was looking like he was kind of stuck, like he was moving around fighting with himself. That what he was telling the other brother, and
Okay.
we were all laughing and giggling and stuff like that. Cause that was my first time when I got out the body, man. I was trying to figure out like what the hell is this? I was just looking around. Everything was like, what I'm saying? I seen my physical body, and I was like, what in the world? I didn't know what the hell was going on. So when I finally
Mm.
found my way back in the physical body, 'cause it was hard to get back in there. And then I
Oh, it
talked to a
was.
brother. Yeah, it was hard as hell, man. Because the brother was telling me that, man, you have to learn how to guide yourself mentally in and as well out of travel. You have to visualize it. Once you visualize it, you actually start moving. You know what I'm saying? So the next
Mm,
time I did it, and I actually started moving. Like I was, actually traveling around the dorm, looking at everybody sleep, and all that type of stuff. So
mm,
that was just my experience on the physical realm on that level. You got other realms that you go through,
okay.
but you have to be careful because those other realms, what I'm saying, I actually met the elders, I met lower beings, demonic forces, all types of things. So
Mm,
that's why I can, be very passionate in what I'm saying. I actually met these beings. I actually met the elders, what they call watchers, and they were all white with white hair, they dark skin, and they very powerful beings, man. Those beings are nothing to play with in the astral planes, but they
mm,
are more peaceful because around them, even though you feel their presence, they are more peaceful. That's a very peaceful presence. You see what I'm saying?
mm, mm.
So they're actually the ones that watch over you, and you are realigned with them once you become part of the green essence. It's like a
Mm,
brotherhood. That's what true, brotherhood represents, or the white brotherhood. It's talking about you realigning with those beings, what they call the watchers. You
mm.
become a messenger, or prophet, things of that nature, quote unquote, religious doctrines. But I
Okay.
look at it
Okay.
more like a gatekeeper. You are now a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because information simultaneously is going to gravitate to you by either
Mm,
by experience or just information nine out of 10 just popping your mind through a certain experience and what you're dealing with in the physical realm. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So that's basically what I have experienced. So
Okay.
I can that's why I can speak the way I speak and very fluently because these are things that I experience. When you experience things, you're gonna remember. You're gonna actually just gurgitate the information out.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? It's the same way if I use my intuition to realign with a situation that you might be going through or see things what you're going through is because with the frequency that I'm reading, and I can actually feel it and sense it, and I can
yeah.
just say it. You see where I'm coming
Mm,
from? So
yeah.
these are
Just
the things, and you see where I'm coming from? Yeah, that's how it goes.
you knew
That's
I
how it
needed to
goes.
get balanced, so you told me go ahead and do that exercise with you because you know I needed to kind of just balance myself out. So right.
True indeed. True indeed. That's why
Mm,
that's why I took you through that. It's more, different practices, but I just want you to practice that. Do it. I'm gonna say, let me see. What is your zodiac sign?
it's so-called Virgo, but
Okay,
still like wondering if that because it's 23rd of August.
23rd of August. Okay, yeah, because my sister is a Virgo. She's September the 7th. So you and
Mm,
her, y'all actually got good personality because she's a very, good person, but she's very dominant at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
that's me. I can be that
Exactly.
way. I can seem that way, but I have a lot of love. I see in my
Yeah.
heart. I just want, but I ain't no fool either. I don't let nobody take advantage of me
Exactly.
and try to run over me. So that can easily come out at times because through my experiences. But
True
yeah,
indeed. Yeah, that's how my
yeah.
sister is. She the same way. She definitely ain't gonna let nobody control her in no form or fashion. She'll let you know
Mm,
off the top. She'll cuss you out, all types of things. That's just how she is. That's just the female Virgo, I guess. You know.
right.
But in your perception, it'll be better for you to pick a time or according to how you feel. It don't matter if it's morning, night. It's what you feel at that time. And
Right.
once you feel it, saying that's when you do the practice, the ritual. Just make
Yeah.
sure you do it and you hold your breath, for 9 seconds, and you do it like 19 times. Why I pick 19? Because the number nine, or they kick you off. Oh man, they always kick it, Maria. They always kick her off for some reason. That's crazy. They don't want you
Mm,
to know this knowledge, my beautiful sister. Oh,
mm,
Pisces. I'm a Pisces. So everything that I'm explaining to you is basically through, the interpretation who I am as a Pisces.
mm. Yeah. And my
But they
wife, she's a
always,
Gemini.
oh yeah, Gemini. Oh yeah,
Mm,
man. Gemini's. My other sister's a Gemini, Emma Leah. She a Gemini. She got two different personalities, and
yeah.
they are. When I say two personalities, it's more like they both the two personalities vibrate in the same time. they'll be good at one moment, then they switch on you on the second. It's like they flip flop, take turns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how my sister is. She flip flop. So, but I still got
Yeah.
love for her.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
gotta know how to treat them. You know, but they
Yeah.
always
Definitely.
kick my sister off, man. They always kicked her out. They just don't want her to
Real.
know this knowledge. They know I be on some real live scientific, spiritual science knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't. For some reason, they don't want her to know because they know that in her vibration, she can gravitate a lot of frequencies, and basically to agree to the signs that she gives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is because of
I
her
definitely.
energy. She gravitates a lot of people. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes, as our father,
March
man,
the
I
18th.
I resonate a lot with her. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So
Another meditation I do is oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
no, I was just gonna say that because sis said when day you were born. That's basically I was basically March the 18th, and just to let you know, Pisces to the roots, straight up. So, but no,
Okay.
but meditation, yeah, the meditation practice is very it has many different degrees of meditation. Everything that we do in life is a form of meditation. It's just different degrees of that meditation because once you master the degrees of meditation, like I told you before, concentration, focus, and attention, you can be able to understand that everything that you do, you have to focus, and that's a form of meditation. So that's why when you're dealing with people that's called illusionists or witchcraft or witches, as well as warlocks, what I'm saying, they understand the significance of those 3 degrees. And once you master that, you can master anything else. Once you focus, you know, you can. Man, I done did so much thing. I want to bring this brother on just one day, and I want him to, just tell y'all because he was actually this brother, me and him collaborate every day. His name is, hold on, let me see if I can get him real quick. His name is Atumri. His name is Atumri. And me and him
Okay.
always collaborate with information. He was actually there when I was going through these transformations when I was in prison. He was in prison with me at Calhoun
Okay.
State Prison. And he can tell you what he's seen for his own eyes, what I did. He can tell you, and I don't have to tell him, hey man, tell them this and that. Now I don't got to tell him nothing. He will tell you in his own words, in his own way, what he's seen for his own eyes. And one of these days I'm gonna try to bring him on my live stream so he can tell y'all or tell anybody what he seen what I did. I just want y'all to understand that there is a witness that's seen this. And it's not something that I like to glorify because they're all, like I told you before, they're all physical abilities. But at the same time, through these development of growth, you have the same capabilities I do. And as
Yeah.
long as that we learn how to develop it, then you can, use it for your betterment and your
Mm,
development. Because these other human beings that's trying to manipulate the mind, what I'm saying? That's the main reason why they manipulate so many people because they don't understand their abilities. They don't know how to
mm,
gravitate their abilities. And then
yeah.
when there's a person that's actually genuine and giving you the knowledge of these abilities and how to use it and how to develop it, the people is somebody gonna try to come in and be a troll or be an agent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 I was talking to my
Always.
brother. And I was thinking, I was talking to my brother actually yesterday, and sometimes, people don't realize, and people, I guess, take their own self for granted. They don't realize their greatness. They don't
True.
realize how great they are. And by them not realizing how great they are, they're always looking at other reasons to tear themselves down. But when you realize how great you are, and then you start to understand the greatness, it brings a certain confidence. It brings a certain power that can only help you. And this is something I speak from my personal experience. And
Truly.
but when you don't realize that, you basically praising everybody else before yourself. And I don't.
Yep.
I know it's a lot of my friends on here. They look at this post and they're looking at. It's my first time actually going live on my page, and I know I can feel the energies of my friends. They probably looking like, they're so caught up in the religion and like, well, what they're talking about is probably devilish, and it's probably this, it's probably that, and it's like it's none of that. We just it's all we're just trying to help people understand themselves and to understand you have the
Exactly.
same power that we possess in a way, and
Exactly.
so, if you could speak on that, I mean, what do you think on that right there? I know we spoke on that a little bit earlier, but
Hmm.
just,
You want me to elaborate a little bit more further?
yes, a little bit more further,
I
yes.
mean, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna spoon feed like the female want me to do. I'm not gonna spoon feed nobody. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? And in true reality, when it's dealing with individualization capabilities, it has many different fractions of it. And the more that you develop and realize your abilities, the more that you can see things for what they really are, you know? So this is basically through my transformation. This is what I started doing. And just like I'm gonna give you a spiritual intuitive ability that I have. The main reason why they kick her off, right? Because they don't want her to know the knowledge that I know, so she can elaborate on the same information. Because guess what, she can elaborate it and then influence and encourage other people to do it because she has a larger following on Facebook. You see where I'm coming from?
Right, right.
So therefore, they don't want her to basically do that or learn what I have to give. But they don't
Mm,
understand the qualifications that she has the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
She might not put it according to how I put it, but she put it according to how she need to put it in her way.
yeah,
You see where I'm coming from? And that's
yeah,
why I respect the way how she operates. So
yes, me too, me
it's
too.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I'm showing you through my intuition on why she getting kicked off, why they keep distracting the frequencies and the signals is for the simple fact that they don't want her to know the science of how I might be expressing it to you. So she can start expressing it the way I express. No, she gonna express it how
Mm,
she wants. Regardless, people gonna develop how they need to develop in their own way, regardless. Like I told you, I'm not gonna spoon feed no one. I'm gonna give it to you raw, clear, and uncut, and I want you to
yep,
figure it out by doing your own research. That's how I operate.
yep,
Once you do your own
right.
research, the only thing I do, if you don't have no clear understanding, then go research what you don't understand, and then get your
Mm,
own understanding out of it. That's how I got to the certain level of vibration. So the
mm,
same way that everybody has to do because it's dealing with information and what they need to do. You see where I'm coming from? And
mm-hmm,
that will enable everybody to basically develop their qualities or what they really good at, as well as what their mission is on earth and what they have to basically develop pertaining to their sight or the awareness. You follow? And this is what we have to do as a unit pertaining to the information that has to be continuously spread, because the more information that's spread, the more knowledge can be gravitated, and they people do research as well as the development process continues, and we start actually learning how to reason with one another as a unit. You know, so
mm,
and I mean I could go on the whole metaphysical level with this subject. I could get
yeah,
there
mm,
because I have the capabilities to do so. This is my ability. This is what I do. It's not.
right.
See, a lot of people will look at it as pseudoscience, right? Now, what
Mm,
in the world is pseudoscience? Because this is a word that they created
yep,
to keep your abilities suppressed. So you
yep,
got people in the so-called conscious community that's out there and elaborating within a so-called scholarship. And the main reason why I'm doing this and why I'm saying how I'm saying it is for the simple fact that they have to get out that frame of mind of words. If you really want to have a better understanding, everything is pseudo, not genuine. Why? Because this physical realm is an illusion anyway. So this physical realm is pseudo. But you don't know, you don't understand because you have been confused through this physical realm's interpretation. But they use
mm,
this for some people having a hidden agenda that correlates basically with the Europeans' agenda, and they trying to confuse people, and they're using the conscious community to do the same thing.
Mm,
Not
yeah.
understanding that everything that's brought into the mind is mentally created. It don't matter if it's dealing with a car. The car might be physically here, but guess what? In order for that car to be a car, they have to first draw it in their mind as a form of that it's not genuine because it's not physically made according to their perception of physically. But once they brought that thought into physical manifestation and they created this physical car, then it became not pseudo. All of a sudden, it became real.
Mm,
But
yeah.
remember, everything pertaining to this physical realm is pseudo because it's still not real. Even if I brought it into physical manifestation, it's still an
Mm,
illusion because our true self is genuine. It's called the spirit.
mm,
It's called the soul. You see where I'm coming from? And
yeah.
this is the thing about, psychological confusion. And everybody has a certain confusion because they don't put things in the right context. You follow?
Mm,
Yeah, it's facts.
yeah.
That's what they
Yep.
do.
Yep. That's
That's what
facts.
they do,
That's
man.
definitely facts. I wish we can bring Maria on. Yeah, put
I
another
want to
third
bring her
person.
in. I want to bring her in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying
Are
to see
you
if I
able to?
can
Were you
bring
able
her
to
in.
do that?
I don't know if she want to come in, but I think she's at work. Yeah,
Oh,
she's still
okay.
she's still at work, so
Okay.
she ain't gonna be able to do so. I mean, I'm gonna see if she gonna come on tonight. I'll just come on with her on her
Okay.
page.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you, brother. It's a lot of information that you shared, and a lot of information that I can use as well. And I know it's a lot of information that a lot of people can use. But if you can let them know where you're from, and promote your book. Your ebook. I bought it, and the other book that you gave me about the Moorish science, I believe.
The Moorish
Uh,
Moorish genetic gene.
Yes, yes, because I think it's a lot of good information there. I just started reading. I just kind of got past your bio, learn about your story, about they kind of kick you out, and they saw what you possess and saw your abilities, and they try to lock you up and then get you out of the country. Are you able to come back to the U.S. at any time?
I don't think so. Not right now. I mean, I can if I choose to, but I really don't want to go back. To be honest with you,
Oh, yeah,
no, I don't
yeah,
want to because they playing a psychological game that is gonna be very, very. They don't want me there because they know if they do anything legal wise against me, they know I'm gonna press the issue, and I ain't gonna stop until I get that issue, you know,
right,
certified.
right.
So
Okay,
that's the main reason why they don't want me there. You know what I'm saying? So
right, right.
I ain't gonna play no games with them, and they know. Even Facebook right now know who I am. See, they'll
Yeah,
kick her off, but they won't stop my videos. They know I'm gonna press the issue. Oh, you want to kick me
right,
out with the video? Oh,
yeah,
okay, cool. And then I'm gonna do
yeah.
something. You know what I'm saying? I don't play no games with them. No matter if it's
Already.
spiritual or physical, I'm not gonna play no games with them because they're
Yeah,
not gonna stop my vibration at all. I got that
yeah,
dominance. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So they're just facts. But the
Definitely.
thing is this that I come back if I choose to. It's plenty of ways I can go back on
Yeah.
according to so-called laws legally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't really want to. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I don't want to. That's not a place that I really want to be at no more. I like the
I
naturalism of Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean islands. I love it.
okay. Yes, yes. I feel you, brother, because I be want to get away too myself, every little minute
Man,
sometimes. But sometimes I
if
just
I can
stick
get
around down.
everybody in the United States up out of there, man, I would.
I know, huh?
If Trump want to
Yes.
kick all the African bloodlines up out of there, man, y'all come to the Caribbean islands. We here for you.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. So,
Right.
that's just how it is. That's just how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right,
man,
right.
but yeah, it's about that time. I don't want to stay too long on the Facebook, because I got other things that I can go on to on social media, like tag, like YouTube. I want to start doing things on YouTube more often because you can get paid in that. So I want to be able to use that for that purpose. So I
Okay.
want to I'm gonna start doing videos on it. I just got to get certain things set up first with the website. I'm trying to find a way I can create a free website that I can run that I don't have they don't have no time limit, no 30 days, and then they're gonna start charging me. I'm trying to create a website that I can just say this is my own, that I don't have to shut it down, none of that. So
Okay.
I'm gonna get on. I
Okay.
gotta find a app that can be able to do that for me. All
Okay.
that.
Okay. Before we get off, can you just kind of, I guess, get short, I guess a message or something you can talk about your book, kind of get a little information about your book, and it's very affordable, people. You know, it was what
Okay.
$9.
Now on operations on Amazon.com is $9 by Kevin Eccles. The only thing you have to do is just go on Amazon, put my name, Kevin Eccles, KevinEccles, and just type in operations. And once you type it in, you just press the search button. My book gonna pop up. Boop. It's the same thing with Moorish science philosophy. I mean, Moorish genetic gene. Moorish genetic gene. It's the same thing. Now
Okay.
that book is $150. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of information in that book, spiritual science. You know, so
Okay.
that's going to elevate you to a whole new vibration with that book. Because I teach you about
Okay.
the universal tone and everything. So that's an actual practice book that you can just use. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, it's a reference to other individuals' information. I just put it in a story way, so you can develop your conscious mind through simple information. That's how I put it. It's not
Okay.
my genuine intellectual property. It's other people's, but the other people's information can elevate because it all stems from the same source, which is ancient Kemet and more science. So really, I still have legal rights to have that information in that book as a form of a research project, and I can sell it because it's free information at the same time.
Right.
So you can get that information. You can the sister said something about what's my YouTube name. To be honest with you, I go by my name called Universal News, but they have another Universal News on there. So you probably just gonna have to find. I'm gonna try to change my name so it can be easy for me to just pop up, and I have to wait 60 days to change the name. But I know one of them you could just look up, which is more science philosophy. I was advertising my book on the YouTube channel, basically dealing with operations. If you want to type that in, more science philosophy by Kevin Eccles, and operations. You type that in, my YouTube will pop up. And then you can go from there. Subscribe me, and you'll go from there.
Okay.
You know. So yes, share it on your page. No, it is on my page. You know, you just gotta scroll down. You know, once you go on my page on Facebook, just scroll, just keep going up like this. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see the videos that I posted on there. You know what I'm saying? So it's already on my page. Trust me, I already have everything, spread out. You know, Facebook is not my only social media platform. I also have YouTube. I also have LinkedIn. I also have Instagram. I also have what's the other one? Tag. You know what I'm saying? You can catch me Tag live too. You know what I'm saying? So I got all different types of social media. So I'm spread out already. And I'm trying to use everything as a science to put them all together too at the same time. So that's how I'm using it. Facebook is an easy way, but I got all other ways. Because what happened in Facebook just shut down because too much information is flowing through here. You see what's going on with Facebook with the CEO. You know, they thinking about trying to shut down Facebook. So you got to start using your intelligence and spreading your knowledge by using YouTube, using LinkedIn, because if they're gonna shut down Facebook, they're gonna have to shut down all social media. And guess what? It's gonna destroy their system.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
You said something right there.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. Sister, everything is already on Facebook in my bio. The only you gotta do is look for it. I mean, it's ways. It's everything is already there. Trust me. The only you gotta do is scroll down, and it's easy. Everything is on there. Everything that you need to know. Everything.
Okay.
But yeah,
All
brother.
right.
I'm gonna go ahead and get off the live stream. I think they don't kick Maria back off or something, or she probably just got off because of work or something. I don't know. But
Okay.
it's time for me to continue doing what I was doing before I got on here. So, and another time we'll continue the information and continue to spread. Or you might just want to tune in for later on tonight because I'm trying to get back on with Maria later on.
Okay.
So we'll talk in due
Yes.
time, my brother. You got
All
my
right.
you got my messenger, so just hit me up.
I will. I will. All right, now I appreciate the time, brother, and it's everything, and we definitely will stay in touch, and peace, man, and hope everything work out for you here soon.
It will
Yes,
in due time. In due time.
yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. But all right, y'all, talk to you later, and see you in the next minute.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace now.